Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
And now, the stories you may not see on TV. It's time for another episode of All Politics Are Local with your host, Barry D.
I am back with another episode of All Politics Are Local, a weekly show hosted by that short but strikingly handsome man, Barry D.
Good morning, Vietnam!
How many times do I have to tell you it's Chester County? It's Chester County, but we'll go with that. Hey, we are proud to be Chester County's only AM and FM radio station located on the 17th floor of the WCHE Studios corporate building on West Gay Street in Westchester, just a short hop down the road from Market Street Hardware, which, of course, is not located on Market Street, but right down on East Gay Street at 622 East Gay Street in Westchester, PA. They are a true value store that can help you out with all your hardware needs. Forget those big box stores. Go around the corner to Market Street Hardware.
Oh, yeah.
Another shameless plug for one of the neighboring businesses. So, what have I got today? I will forego my monologue. There'll be no 5 minutes with Jack, and I will not have Carla on to report from Chester County Ramblings. Why, you might ask? Because I have back-to-back interviews today. First, I have an in-studio guest, a guest that is running for a seat on the Chester County Borough Council, and that is Juan L. Tafoya. After that talk with Juan, we are jumping over to our second in-studio guest, the mayors of the twin boroughs of Spring City and Royersford. That's Adam Alberico and Alexandra Metricardi, respectively. As usual, we have the one and only Eric Clambera, and he's at the boards bringing you the smoothest-sounding produced show in Chester County.
That's pretty hard to believe.
Yeah, well, maybe, but I can assure you that me and Eric, well...
We are two wild and crazy guys!
That's right. Hey, listen, it's that time of the show where we head back into that time machine to a place on the calendar where commercials and poking fun of someone wasn't much of a big deal. I mean, yeah, it hurt somebody's feelings, but we really didn't care. They could suck it up and move on, just like I have to lots of times. Being politically correct was just starting to become a problem back in the early 2000s, and Bud Light, well, they had some great on-the-edge commercials. My, how things changed. So let's go back a quarter century and hear how it once was.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we salute you, Mr. Pit Crew Water Bottle Squirter.
Mr. Pit Crew Water Bottle Squirter.
In a world of RPMs and MPGs, you're all about H2O.
H2O.
Sure, anyone can take a car apart and put it back together again. But not just anyone can squirt water.
You've got it in you.
Reach, squeeze, precision timing. 1 inch off, and you've got a soggy driver and a potential squeegee situation.
Watch out, that's water.
So crack open an ice-cold Bud Light, Mr. Pit Crew Water Bottle Squirter, because as far as we're concerned, you're not just in the pits. You are the pits.
Mr. Pit Crew Water Bottle Squirter.
Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
As you know, I am well into my second season of All Politics Are Local, and despite encouragement from some who'd like me to take a swan dive off of our corporate headquarters rooftop, I like to take the time to thank my 14 adoring fans, and I promise, as soon as this show is over, I will let you buy me lunch at Jimmy John's Hot Dogs, located at 1507 Wilmington Pike, or as we like to call it, Route 202, just south of Westchester. Right next to Tony Polito's barber shop, where one of the Google reviews is by Jerry Fichter, and he says, I get a nice haircut once a month, and Tony solves all my problems. I fired my shrink.
Oh, boy.
Well, there's another couple shameless plugs for some local businesses. That's right. Now let's take a break real quick. We're going to pay some bills, maybe hear a snazzy new WCHE jingle, and come back with my first guest, Juan L. Tafoya.
Barry D is back with All Politics Are Local.
My first guest today is Juan L. Tafoya, the youngest candidate to be running for office in Kennett Square and probably Chester County, although I have just been informed that somebody is 18 years old that is running for school board up in Springford. So there you go. He is a junior borough council member and has and he is part of many nonprofits in our area, known for speaking up with bold ideas and connecting with constituents. Juan has built strong relationships with the local, county, and state officials, and even represented Kennett Square internationally as a representative role to Toluca, Mexico. Now he's studying law and politics at Westchester University, my alma mater, Juan. I went there for 3 days. And Juan is focused on building a more inclusive, transparent, and fiscally responsible government. I like that sound that empowers residents of all backgrounds to shape the future of Kennett Square. Now, Juan, I normally have introductory music for my guests, and this is what I came up with for you today. Now, you're a bit young for this one, but I'm going to give this a shot. That's from 1985. Ever heard that song?
No, I like it.
Yeah,
that may be my campaign theme song.
Do you know the band Duran Duran? Ever heard of them? Duran Duran.
Sounds familiar.
They're from the 80s and 90s. Simon Le Bon.
The name rings a bell.
My very hot wife, Princess. Actually, I have a picture of her standing with them underneath the Mann Music Center in 1993. So back when I was in radio, the first time around.
Pretty hard to believe.
Yeah, somebody like me only has a face for radio, Juan. They split. They took a break. They didn't split in 1985, and they formed a band called Arcadia. And that band was only active in 1985 and 86 while they were on break. And that song is Re-Election Day, mostly because I didn't have anything else about Election Day. So that's what you get for that one. And then they got back together. They took their time off, and they came back, and they did a million different hit singles, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so listen, hey, welcome to the show. You contacted me and said, hey, what's it take to get on? I said, besides small unmarked bills, nothing. Come on. So thanks for being one of my 14 fans and coming on, and thank you for running for office. Now, tell me, you are first generation born in the U.S.?
Yeah, I was born in Delaware in Christiana Hospital in 2006.
A great little hospital, yes. Yeah, very cool. And then parents settled up here in Kennett Square?
Yeah.
Okay.
They met here in Kennett Square, and then that's when they had me, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and the rest is history, so they say, and they didn't throw you out. So that's a plus. So they must still like you. So tell me, you are a junior borough council member. Tell me what that means.
So I was a junior borough council member back in July of 23 to September of 24. So that role was created to get more young people involved in local government.
Get a feel for how municipal government works?
Yeah, it was it wasn't like an internship, but like an internship at the same time. So it gave me a lot of knowledge about how the government functions. I was
slow.
The only difference that I had between a full member of council was that I wasn't able to vote and attend executive sessions, but I was still part of the discussions and everything, and I truly had a great time being a junior member of council.
That's awesome. How long have they been doing that program?
So actually, I was the second person to do it. The program was picked up around the 2010s, and then it died down a bit, and then it was brought back again in 2023 through, at the time, President Doug Doerfler, who gave me the opportunity to be the borough's junior member of council. So I was sworn in on July of 2023, and then my term finished on September of 24, and now I'm running for a full four-year term for council.
Did you get a gold watch?
No.
Did you get a certificate?
I did. I got an acknowledgement for my service.
That's good. Yeah, you know what? All that's good for your resume, man.
Yeah.
All that stuff's good for your resume. 19 years old, incredible. Now you're in Westchester University. I went there when it was called Westchester State College.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 days. It was a good 3 days. So me and Eric got a lot in common. We both went there. He graduated. I didn't. Somebody took my parking spot. You know how tough they are.
Oh, parking is so cheap.
Right?
I think parking got worse this year.
Yeah, oh, well, they're busy building more stuff for people to live in and not thinking about parking.
Yeah, where I used to park for my freshman year is now temporary housing there, so
yeah, right,
it's become...
Right. And that's kind of interesting. In talking about that, perhaps potential future council member, a lot of times municipalities allow the growth to strip out parking and things like that. And I know we want public transportation and things like that. And that's fine, but that doesn't work for everybody, right? So they start minimalizing the amount of parking, which crushes people from getting to places. And in fact, that's what happens. Like right now, there's a wrestling. It's been going back and forth in Westchester. This many, then they increased it, then they decreased it, and they're constantly trying to fine tune that stuff, right? And you can't alienate the people coming into your town, or else you're not going to get business from out of town.
That's true. Yeah, we have what's known as a parking problem in Kennett Square, which the current government is trying to look into how can we fix it. And it's true what you mentioned. Like if we start being more strict, then we're not letting the commerce come into the borough, and it affects our local businesses.
That's right. And you become a vortex if it's just the same people are purchasing. You're never expanding it. You're never getting growth. You're never increasing the tax receipts. Right? People moving, and every time money gets moved, it gets taxed. You gotta keep that moving. And when you sequester that or marginalize it, it becomes a problem, and you're just not going to be able to do that. But enough about that. So, what inspired you to decide to run for council?
So I really liked being a junior member of council, and now that there's 5 council seats open with the mayor's office for Kennett this year, I'm like, I'll throw my hat into the ring for one of the offices. I really enjoyed helping people and getting to know them and listening to them. So I'm like, I'll throw my hat into a ring for one of them seats.
Are they at-large seats?
Yeah, we don't have like how the borough of Westchester. Yeah, we're all 7 council members are at large.
I find that interesting because there's that yin and yang. There's a balance to that. Like some do it because they go, we need representation from here, and then there's other people that say, why? You may not have anybody that's interested in your area, and you're going to get some schlub that's going to get written in that's worthless toad that's not doing anything. Why would you do that? You want people that are interested. And so I see both sides of the argument on that, right? But at large, do you have pockets of where everybody comes from, or is it pretty well spread out? Do you know?
It's pretty well spread out. How our current electoral map is shaped from the county is we have 3 precincts. We have North Kennett, which is one whole precinct. You have S1, and S1 is north, southeast, and then S2 is southwest. So we're split up into 3 quadrants. So if you want to have wards, we could split it up into four wards, and then the rest at large.
Got it. Population, Kennett Square.
So the census says around 6,000. I think honestly we're more to close to 7,000.
Okay. A lot of renters, obviously, in there. I'm going to guess a lot of renting.
Yeah, somewhat. Yeah.
I know they're building some new buildings down that lowland area.
Yeah, I think the MVF site.
I don't know. I was at the Chester County Balloon Festival last year and flew over. They're probably done by now, but I flew over that and I saw they had all this stuff kind of down in the low area. They were building a whole bunch of apartments.
Oh yeah, the new apartments. I think they're called the Kent Square Apartments.
Okay. Yeah, that's all done. Is that project?
Yeah, they're all done.
Okay,
they're down, I think, to the stage to filling up the apartments.
Well, Kennett Square is a cool place because it's right next to Route 1. It's got good access, heading south, heading north, on Route 1. Real easy access, easy on, easy off to get the jobs. And going south to Delaware is very easy, too. Yeah. It's not complex. So it's a strategically great hub to be in. So tell me, you want to be in council. You must have some ideas of where you want to go. I don't want to say agendas. Maybe you have an agenda. Maybe you have something specific you want to do. Talk about it. Tell me what you're looking at.
Yeah, there's a couple things I have in mind. For example, we have a fire and EMS issue. I think all municipalities face somewhat.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough, and so the municipalities around the Kennett area are part of the Kennett Fire and EMS regional commission. So the borough back around I think 2 years ago pulled out of the commission, and so they agreed to a 2-year contract, which expires in 2026. So it's the new council who would determine if we get back on the commission or do we find an alternative. So that's the hot item for what some public's concerned and what we're trying to tackle is I personally feel we should get back on the commission. Because right now our contract is, I think $700,000 we're paying into the commission, but we don't have
Representation.
representation in that commission.
That's bad.
It's bad. So I started quoting. It's like Washington D.C. You're taxing me for fire and EMS, but we don't have a voice in that commission.
Taxation without representation, brother.
Yeah. So I'm like, that has to stop, and I think or day one priorities to get back on the commission.
Yeah. Your fire company, Kennett Square Fire Company.
Kennett Fire Company.
Kennett Fire Company. All volunteer?
Yeah, I think they're all volunteer. There have some of them who pay like staff and things. Actually, our fire company, I think they just celebrated their 150th or 200th anniversary.
Wow.
I think it's their 200th, if I'm correct.
That's awesome. That's really awesome. That's old school, baby.
Yeah.
That's going back. That's really cool. So what else you got? What other ideas? You got the fire company thing, and what else do you see is going on there?
Developments, like for example, we have what's called an NVF site, naturalized volcanic fiber, something like that. They had one in Yorkland, Delaware as well. So that's the only big empty spot in Kennett Square that you can build on. But that area is contaminated with PCBs and heavy minerals.
Is that a problem?
Well, yeah, it's a problem. It's a big problem. It's a big problem.
So it was an industrial site.
Yeah, it was an industrial site. So those chemicals used to get leached into the concrete and the soil. So right now, a developer's trying to clean it up and everything, and trying to build affordable and luxury housing at the same time.
I don't know how that works together, but it sounds like he's just trying to do a sales pitch to me. But whatever. You know?
So I think the current council would have to see if they vote on this before the new council comes in, or let it for the new guys to take a bite at it.
Do you know who owns the property?
Rockhoppers. I think it's Rockhopper.
What is that? That's a company.
It's a company that I think that is in charge of the development, but it used to be owned by it's either the first name or last name, but the George Beer, I think it is.
That's all right. I was just wondering if it was still owned by an industrial company or what it was. So so you're pretty much built out in that borough, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think we reached the max on what we can build. It's just that only big lot that you can build in.
How's your sewage? Everything good with sewage?
That sewage is another thing. We have to, I think, expand our sewer plant, because we're going to be, with this development, we may be at peak max. So we have to invest more into our sewer plant. Which that's where one of the other things for our campaign is regionalization. How can we work with other municipalities?
You're pretty much on top of this. You're pretty in tune. You know, a lot of candidates get into it. They don't know the issues. You know the issues, man. That's impressive.
Thank you.
I like it. I really, you're impressing me, dude. Because I get people on here and they're like, well, I feel. I don't want to hear I feel. I want to know what you know. Tell me what's going on. Juan, I gotta tell you, you're a pretty awesome young dude.
Thank you.
I wish I had my stuff together like you do at 19. My God. Holy smokes. Listen, we're gonna have to wrap up here shortly, because I promised you 10 minutes, and we're gonna go a little over because I really like you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you a minute or two. Tell people why they should vote for you, Juan.
Sure. Thank you. I am one of 2 Hispanics who are running in the borough, so half of our population is actually Hispanic. So that you add that representation in the council. I'm young, so I bring those fresh new ideas and perspectives, and I already have some experience on what actual local government works, and that's what I'm studying at Westchester. So I think I'm pretty good qualified to be a member of council and to get stuff done.
Excellent. You take a little bit of advice.
Sure.
You're a little bit of a young guy, which is going to go against you. But it impresses me. You don't have much experience, which is going to go against you. People are going to fight you on that. Make sure you get yourself, I'm sure you've saddled in with a decent mentor. And don't ever be afraid to go look for answers, because there's nothing wrong with not knowing, but continuing to not know is a problem. You can't fake it till you make it. People will figure you out quick. You don't seem to be that guy to me. You seem to be pretty sharp and on there. So you got a couple downsides to you, but I think you're going to overcome them.
Thank you.
You impress me. Juan, thank you. You know, Mike's always welcome. If you're in town, you can always stop by, knock on the door while one of the morning shows is going on, and go, hey, can I just stop in and say hi? The door's open to you, man.
Thank you so much, Barry, and for the viewers for having me here today.
I really appreciate it, Juan. Again, your name and what you're running for.
So my name is Juan Tafoya. I'm running for Kennett Square Borough Council. So if you live in the borough, we have an election on November 4th. I would appreciate your vote.
That was what I was looking for. You got to ask for the vote or people won't give it to you, brother. Hey, thank you so much. We're going to cut to a commercial and come back with our next guest.
Barry D is back with All Politics Are Local.
I'm back. My second interview with today's show is that dynamic duo of the North, the mayors of the twin boroughs, municipalities that share a river, the Schuylkill and the sharing of a school district, which is the Springford Area School District. Even though you guys are in two different counties and Royersford, I want you to know we don't think anything less of you, Mayor Alex, for being in Montco.
I appreciate your patience with us.
All right. I have a little theme music for you guys. As you heard, I had one for Juan, so we're going to go with this one.
Learn to live when we learn to give each other when we need to survive. Together alive. Alex and Adam May live together in perfect harmony, side by side.
They are literally singing in the swaying back and forth in Studio B. It's kind
You
of
just
crazy.
lost all your listeners right now from my
I think
singing.
I
if they
did.
could
We're
hear
down
me.
to 4 listeners. And of course, that was Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney from 1982, Ebony and Ivory, right? A song about togetherness. And of course, you know the distinct difference between Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney, right?
Yeah, and of course.
Yeah. What is it?
I don't know. You tell me.
Stevie Wonder can't read the lyrics. Anyway. Poor Alex is like, I don't even want to be here anymore.
Yeah,
I'm in Dad Joke Festival. I don't know what's going on.
Well, me and Mayor Adam have all covered the whole mafia thing, both being Italians, so that's pretty good.
The who? The who? The what?
They don't exist. The mafia,
Just because I'm from New York and Las Vegas
does not mean anything about whacking people. Anyway, welcome to the show, Mayor Alexandra did I get it right, Metricardi?
Yes, you did very well.
And she again is the mayor of Royersford and Mayor Adam Alberico of Spring City. It's an honor to have you both on the show today. I'm going to give you a little background on the two of these now. They sent me War and Peace, so I kind of abbreviated it a little bit. So, because, being in politics, that's what you do. You talk a lot.
Correct.
Mayor Alex, she first began working in public service in 2014 when she was appointed to fill a vacant seat on the Royersford Borough Council. And during her time on council, she served on the Finance, Personnel, and Park and Recs committees. She was appointed mayor in 2023. Full-time, she is the Chief Advancement Officer at Living Branches, a continuing care retirement community with campuses across Montco and Bucks counties. Prior to her work in senior living, she built a career in higher education, where she guided students and faculty in areas of advancement, communications, and community relations. Her professional and volunteer experiences have deepened her conviction that local leadership matters most when it is rooted in listening, collaboration, and the desire to leave the place better for the next generation. Hooray for that. Totally agree. Alexandra and her husband of 34 years. 34 years! When did you get married? When you were 4?
Yes, I was a
baby. Give me a break. Bill live in the lovely town of Royersford, and it is lovely. A friend of a friend owns the bank that she made into a house there.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
The
it's
jeweler,
beautiful.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and they have 2 adult children, a daughter-in-law, and the world's most adorable grandchild. Me and Adam are going to be the judge of that. Mayor Adam Alberico was born and raised on Long Island, or as they say up there, Long Island, New York. Adam discovered his calling at an early age. At 14, he joined the North Belmore Fire Department. 18, state-certified firefighter and EMT in 1994. By the way, David Lee Roth was going to be an EMT after he left Van Halen, but then he got a gig doing a radio show, and then he didn't become the EMT. Yeah, but, hey, Bobby Sherman became an EMT, too, but I think I'm over your age on that. Oh, maybe I'm not, am I? No, for either one of you guys.
Oh, no. Listen, I know Van Halen. I know David Lee Roth.
Yeah, but what about Bobby Sherman?
You might be over beyond that one.
Yeah, you didn't get Tiger Beat back in the early 70s, clearly. Well, volunteering as a firefighter and working part-time in an emergency room as an EMT-D, or what do they call it, just an EMTD?
Yeah, like defibrillator, EMT.
Oh,
yeah, it was like
yeah.
the whole defibrillator.
That's how my wife wakes me up in the morning with one of those. Adam pursued a career in television. He began as a camera operator in New York. Oh, dude, can you give me the finger? Do the...
Oh, in 3, 2...
Oh, the man is on it. See, giving you the finger for TV is a little different than what people normally do to me. But he was in New York, and he contributed his talents to nationally recognized shows, including Good Morning America, been on it, CNN, haven't been on it, Fox News Channel, been on it, BET, have not been on it, and All My Children, I have not been on that one, among others. In 2003, Adam relocated to Vegas, Nevada. It got a little too hot here, I guess, for him. And he moved out there for the next 15 years. He continued his career in television and emergency medicine, serving in busy trauma hospitals, as well as volunteering with the Angel Fire Department, an organization dedicated to supporting children with special needs. 2018 brought him back east to PA after his mom was diagnosed with cancer. And just a few short years later, in 2021, I'm bringing the brevity all this to a low a little bit. They lost their 21-year-old son to the same disease. That loss further deepened Adam's resolve to dedicate his life to helping others. Adam's a member of both the Liberty Fire Company and the Royersford Fire Company and continues to serve as an active firefighter and holds the role of vice president at the Royersford Fire Department. Good for you. He's a patient advocate at a local hospital where he works tirelessly to ensure that every patient has a voice in their care, more important than ever in hospitals today, because advocacy is very difficult, and I learned that with my father over the years, because the hospitals would just go, we're just going to do this, and I'd go, no, you're not. Yeah. Thank you for that. On April 28, he was appointed mayor of Spring City. As mayor, he is focused on strengthening community bonds, enhancing public safety, and advocating for initiatives that improve the quality of life for Spring City residents. Outside of his professional and civic responsibilities, Adam cherishes time with his family. He and his wife enjoy time with their children, Summer and Cooper, and their 3 grandchildren, who they often take on walks with their beloved dog Wesley along the scenic Schuylkill River Trail. Then they sugar them up and hand them back to the parents. So
before we give, when we end the walk with the kids and everything, we give them Mountain Dew, and then they go back to the
That's right. Here you go. Good luck with all that.
Right. Have fun.
You know what Mark Twain said about grandchildren, right?
What's that?
They're the best revenge a parent ever had on a child. So, welcome both. Now that I've got the background out of that way, and I have to say, I am in your towns not tremendously often, but often enough. And you guys have been going through quite the renaissance in those towns. They were dumpy, to say the least, 20-some years ago. And wow, have they changed.
And we're changing. We'll continue to change.
It's incredible what's going on there. Yeah. A lot of professionals have moved in, basic mill towns, right? And I can't tell you how impressed I've been with those towns. I really have fallen in love with both of them. So why don't we talk ladies first? So why don't we talk, Alex, about you being mayor, and since you've come on board, what you see, what's your vision for the future of Spring City? Royersford.
And Spring City. Go ahead.
Right. Because you guys work together, and that's why you're here, because you guys have a collaborative effort going on.
It's been interesting to me now. So I was on borough council for almost 10 years before I became mayor. So I've had experience.
Yeah, your teeth are sharpened. You got it going on.
My teeth are sharpened. Uh-huh. The bar is low in local politics, or politics in general right now, I think.
Sadly, yes.
For cooperation and common sense initiatives. So when Adam became mayor in Spring City and reached out to say, look, we're right here, we're right across the river. I bet you 75% of our residents drive through the other person's borough just to get somewhere every single day. We should be working together. Mm-hmm. We're part of the same school district, as you mentioned, Springford School District. We each have our own elementary school. Spring City's just got refreshed last year. But there's a lot of commonality between the boroughs. There's a lot of commonality between the people who live there. And as you pointed out, we are both old mill towns trying to refresh for a new decade. So it's it makes zero sense for us not to work together when we're that closely enmeshed in all that happens in each of our boroughs. So, and what's been interesting to me, I don't know, Adam, you talk about what you've seen. People are just thrilled that we're working together on projects.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
We're not working together on anything crazy. We're just, promoting our local organizations, trying to get people out and involved with different things that are going on. But the response to that, decent civility, has been really positive and overwhelming, which I was not prepared for. I didn't think it would be that significant.
It took
for folks.
off. It really took off. And the reason why it took off is because we're creating something new, and Spring City has a pool. We have one of the only people who have a community pool, right? So we have a community pool.
Yeah,
and
next step is like Pottstown.
Yeah, it's Pottstown, right? And we decided, let's do a belly flop contest. A Springford, Royersford versus Spring City.
That sounds fun.
Belly flop.
It was hilarious.
It was great. And they both came together. We did an ice cream scoop-off.
Right.
Where you came in, and if you voted for Spring City or you voted for Royersford, and proceeds that were raised went to
community chest.
Community chest.
So with our communities.
We're doing this to give back to the community.
And what is Community Chest, so the listeners know what that is?
Community Chest is essentially a nonprofit organization that tries to fill needs where it sees them. So they work in Royersford, they work in Spring City, and it is a wonderful opportunity to give a donation to an organization and know that your money and your dollars are going to support local needs and local people.
Yeah, because not everybody's as well off as others, right?
Oh, that's right.
And that's why we even.
But they're your neighbors.
They're your neighbors, and when you donate to something like Community Chest, it's not like they're taking a portion of that money to go operate a big business or a big charity. Like everything just gets funneled into who needs help.
No admin fees. It's going straight to where it belongs.
Correct.
Right. Exactly.
That's awesome.
And that's why we're also doing like a blanket drive coming up, where we're going to ask the community to donate blankets for the people who need them, right? And we're going to be teaming up with Orion out of Phoenixville. And it's initiatives like that we want to do that's not just fun, but something that's going to help our community grow together as one, because we can't do this alone. And when you have, there's strength in numbers, right? And that's what we believe in. It starts with me. It starts with Alex, and we can't ask people to do things that we wouldn't do ourselves.
One of the interesting things you're talking about, this is about building community. Community over the years has fallen by the wayside, right?
Yep.
A lot of it is, for those in radio land that don't know what I'm doing, a lot of it comes down to this. People have cell phones.
Yep.
And now you just see them with their heads down, walking down the street. They don't talk to anybody. We don't know our neighbors like we used to. And when you don't have community, and you'll hear me say at the end, you got nothing. Okay? That's one of the things I stress on this show. Community is important. Supporting your local business is important. They're your neighbors. They're your friends. They're the ones that are going to watch out for you, right? And as well as we're hooked in with everything plugged in, it's not good, right? So you have the belly flop contest. You have all this people come together. They walk over to the guy that just did the giant belly flop and they go, dude, that was awesome.
Yep.
Hey, I'm Tony. And, I know these guys. Then it turns out you have people in common. The only people find out they have people in common is Facebook now, and that doesn't mean they're ever going to talk to those people.
No.
Face-to-face interaction is the most important thing you can have. And what you guys are bringing makes a huge difference. It really does.
So in Royersford, we established, this is the third year now that we have a farmer's market. And we have it's run by committee.
Located where?
It is on 2nd Avenue, across from Victory Park. It is operating in Saturday mornings between 10 and 1. There is a committee that runs it. It's obviously pretty local vendors. And the connections that I see happening there are impressive.
Yep.
Same thing, Parks and Recs departments doing movie nights and yoga in the park and scavenger hunts and all sorts of opportunities to get out and meet people locally in the borough. Because, as you said, it is those connections that make life a little bit better. And I was walking down the street a couple nights ago, and I saw a woman gardening, and I took 2 seconds to talk to her and say hello, and we had a very long conversation about the house that she lives in and the house that I live in. But it's just a moment of connection because you are out of your house and welcoming new ideas and opportunities. And the more events you have in town, the more opportunities you have to make those connections, it can make your environment friendlier, it can make your communities friendlier. And that, actually, there's plenty of research that shows that contributes to overall well-being and quality of life.
Mm-hmm.
So, a belly flop contest seems silly, but
is it?
But is it? If it's making you happier?
Right. And we're learning where we came from will better help us know where we're going. And, the Springford Historical Society is doing a great job with that, right? Bridging the two together. We have a walking tour of Spring City that's coming up on the 27th, where Ryan over at the Springford Historical Society is going to be giving a walking tour throughout Spring City. And I know Royersford, I believe, is maybe doing one.
They're talking about it.
They're talking about it. So, and it's crossing the bridge. It's crossing the trestle. It's bringing the people together. And we're learning about each other's boroughs as we go, and we do this.
That's very cool. We're going to have to take a break because we've got to pay some bills. But we're going to come back with the mayors of Mini St. Paul and Minneapolis in just a minute as soon as we get these bills paid.
Barry D is back with All Politics Are Local.
Man, I got to tell you, that's Steven Singer. He is a burst of energy, isn't he, Eric? Anyway, for those people listening to this on the podcast, they didn't get to hear the commercial. Anyway, I am here with Mayor Alexandra Metricardi from Royersford and Mayor Adam Alberico from Spring City, if that indeed is his real name. Anyway.
It's Vinny. It's Vinny. It's Tony.
It's
Tony over here, you know what I mean?
Over there.
I'm over here now.
That's how we talk to people from Long Island. But with respect, mind you. Anyway, we are back talking about the cooperative effort between Royersford and Spring City. So we were talking about different events you do, that type of thing that brings people together. You guys were talking about something you did just recently with a thing, open mic
night.
Oh my gosh, the Gem.
What was that about?
The Gem. Shout out to the Gem. Free plug right there, right? But no, seriously, shout out to the Gem.
Next up, Soul Joe's, right?
Well, they're actually in Pottstown now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
So, but yeah, shout out to them. Why not? Right?
Yeah.
Everyone. We decided to get together with the Gem and do a Springford, right? Open mic night.
And
it was
the
open
Gem
to anyone.
is, tell the audience what
it's
the Gem is.
It's a local
music venue
that was actually back at, I believe, in like the 1908.
What was it, an old theater type thing? Really?
Silent films.
No way.
Silent films.
People think my radio show should be silent.
Join the walking tour. You'll
really
know all about it. Yep,
nice.
We're going to be stopping there. And we called out families and kids, so you could be 18 years or under, and they had root beer floats, and
it was hilarious.
It was great.
Yeah.
5-year-old kids up
How
there
many participants did you have?
Oh, gosh.
At least a dozen, didn't we?
Yeah, no, more than that. I would say it was about 20.
And how many spectators you think you had for something like that?
Every single parent. Every single parent was there with their camera. They were loud and proud.
Oh, my God, that's hysterical.
It really was.
So what types of things do they do?
Comedy, music.
Yeah, the two boys did a duo comedy routine. They were very cute.
They were hysterical.
They had practiced their jokes. We had lots of we had very talented singers. We had a little 4-year-old, didn't we?
Yep, we had a little 4-year-old girl. And, I remember one of the parents coming up to us and saying, the daughter came, she wasn't going to do anything, and that she was so shy to do it, but she was the last act, and that now she wants to come back because it brought her out of her shell.
Sure.
And that's what this is about.
Did you have any untalented singers?
Yeah, me.
Good, because I was going to say, because me and Eric could also participate in that. We'd be able to help you out.
It was a not-so-talented show.
You're over the age limit. You can't be. You had to be under 18.
Oh, yeah, well.
We'll do an adult open mic night.
They do every Wednesday night,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Do they really?
Yeah, every Wednesday night.
Wait, what? So they also have that, and it's every Wednesday night? You have
every
open mic. You
Wednesday
can pop into Royersford. Is Royersford this one?
It's in Spring City.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
We're over here now.
Okay.
We're over here now in Spring City.
Because you guys are hopping back and forth. Now, I get confused. Which one has the Gentleman's Club?
I don't know what he's talking about.
And that's our time for the show. Thank you, everyone, for joining us.
It sounds like every man I ever talked to and the wife goes, you know exactly where it's at. Anyway,
I don't know where it is at.
I've heard, but that's it. Anyway, but I know where the Burger is. The Burger King still there?
No.
What?
I know.
That's heartbreaking.
I know.
It is what it is.
Oh my God.
We're growing.
Yeah.
We're going to Chick-fil-A.
Oh really?
No, just made that up.
Oh, I was all excited there for a
I
second.
know, me too.
You're like medium. Build me up, tear me down. Unbelievable. So tell me what else is going on. What else do you have? You're working on these cooperative efforts. Didn't you guys have like a dirt track or a go-kart track or something in your area? Did you ever have anything like that down by the river?
No.
Not officially.
Yeah, not officially that we know of.
We have been doing a lot of work down by the river.
Yeah.
We've got a park, basically a linear park on our side, and a walking trail that now goes down the whole side of the river in Royersford.
Mm-hmm.
We also Lewis Environmental is the company that is in Royersford. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Rick Lewis spearheaded an effort to rehab the trestle bridge, the old train trestle bridge.
Oh yeah, flown over that several times.
Bridge. Yeah,
it's very cool. I wouldn't walk it now.
No, it's done.
No way.
We reopened it.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
It's beautiful. And
really?
so it links the Royersford side of the river with the Schuylkill River Trail on the Spring City side.
That is
so you have access to the entire trail system.
Oh my God!
And we want to do events. We were talking about doing events over that bridge that's going to bridge Spring City.
Well, it's interesting. They did that in large fashion. Again, going from small boroughs to big towns. Poughkeepsie did that. Look up the bridge that caught fire. It was a rail bridge in Poughkeepsie. I walked it with my wife a couple years ago up in Poughkeepsie. It caught fire. They were going to tear it down. They went, well, the structure's actually still good. Just can't carry a train anymore. They topped it, and you walk across the Hudson River. And on an 88-degree day, it drops 10 degrees the minute you hit that river. And it is the coolest thing to do. You're looking down and up the Hudson River in Poughkeepsie. Yep. It is the coolest thing. So,
same thing.
Yeah, God bless you guys. That's an awesome thing.
The funniest thing did you know this? The funniest thing about the reconstruction of the trestle bridge is that it was covered with graffiti.
I know very well, yeah.
And so when they started on the renovations, they covered up some of the graffiti. And one of the high school students who had graffitied that bridge long ago still lives in town, because rumor is they went back and repainted their graffiti. So they made the decision on the bridge reno. They left the graffiti. Mm-hmm. So when you are walking along the trail, you can actually look down the side of the bridge and see all of the graffiti that
those guys are maniacs that do
and
that.
It's really quite funny.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
We had a long conversation in Borough Council, as you can imagine, about whether or not we needed to get rid of the graffiti.
Yeah, whatever.
We had enough people. We had enough people who are in the historical committee who are on council that we all voted, no, let's leave the graffiti. It has historical interest.
You guys know what petroglyphs are, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's just
Same
thing.
That's
just ancient graffitis. After a while, it goes from, why did you do that, to, hey, look, people did that a long time ago.
It's art.
That's right. One man's graffiti is another man's art. In a case like that, who cares?
That bridge has a lot of meaning to me.
Does it?
Personal meaning. It does, because my son Daniel, before he cancer, he used to always go down to that bridge before it was done, and he would play his guitar on that bridge.
Oh, really? That's so sweet.
So every time we walk over that bridge, that's the first thing I always think of.
Yeah.
Wow, that's very cool. What a great memory, huh?
Yeah, it's a great memory, and it's great that it
back to life.
It literally bridges us together.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Figuratively and
it's nice.
That's very cool. I had no idea they put that together.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to talk to you about the rail line, the Reading one. I had Marion Moskowitz on, commissioner for Chester County, but we were talking about SEPTA. She's the vice chairwoman of SEPTA, and we were talking about that debacle. And but I did ask her what's going on. She said it's kind of moving forward. I didn't realize. She told me they have to engineer it because they have to put a separate set of rails down, because I thought they were just going to share the freight rails, and apparently they can't. They're not using sidings. They want to put freight rails down. Are you guys involved in that project, that decades-long project at all?
So
it would really benefit your town.
Oh, here we go.
Honestly, we still have a train station. So
do you really? It's still there?
It's still there. The original train station is still there.
Oh, that is so cool.
It is a coffee house that it is serving as a coffee house right now. Shy Guys Coffee House just opened, but it is there. We would be thrilled if there were trains stopping there. The practicality of that happening, it is a long drive and a long effort. So Royersford Borough is not really involved in bringing it back. I know that.
So I know Representative Cerisi is working on that now. That's one of his big things, is that he's going to bring back this rail. And I'd rather get on a train and get to Philly than drive. And
absolutely.
I think this would be great. I don't believe. Now, I don't want to misspeak here, but I don't believe it's going to be stopping in Royersford.
No, it won't.
It would not be stopping in Royersford.
No.
What?
No.
Yeah.
It's only going from, what I heard is it would stop in Pottstown. Did you hear
Correct.
that? But then basically go down past all of us. So first we need to get it built, and then we need to advocate for where it needs to stop.
Yeah.
But
baby steps, right?
That's exactly
Big
right.
step, baby step.
The challenge is that those freight lines are now owned by Union Pacific, right? There's been a big railroad buyout as well.
They move substantial amounts of freight. I'm amazed how much rolls on them.
My house backs up to that train line.
She knows,
I will
How many cracks you got in your house?
I will tell you. Thankfully, it's a little bit away. My grandson thinks that train is the greatest thing ever.
I'm with your grandson.
Every time we hear the whistle, he heads out to go take. He wants us to take him out to go take a look at it because he loves it. So, I wish all the success in the world in getting passenger rail back in. It realistically, it's going to be a very long project if they have success with it. But I would love
huge money. Huge money.
422 is a traffic nightmare. I mean, traffic is just getting worse in general.
Well, and then the potholes too. Dodging the potholes. You don't have to worry about potholes on a train.
I think the thing that we all learned with the SEPTA debacle that you just talked about is really how important public transportation is to everyone who lives in southeastern Pennsylvania. So any work that we can do to bring about more public transportation, I think only benefits all of us, whether we're on the public transportation or not. Every car that you get off the road makes me happier if I'm driving. So it's something we should all be working for.
Well, interesting, where Adam is from, up there in New York, Long Island, it's called parkways. They're called parkways for a reason.
Well, now
because you're not really driving on them, you're parking on them.
Exactly. Take the Southern State Parkway, forget about it.
I
just said forget about
it.
Hey, I wanted to let you know,
yes,
Michelle
please.
just messaged me, right? She's with the Borough Hall, and she said there was a racetrack in the early 1900s, and it was located where the elementary school is.
Oh, see, I didn't even know about that.
Right?
Wow.
Michelle, hello. Thank you, Michelle. You're the best.
Huh. Who knew?
Yeah. Isn't that amazing? I had no idea. But, a lot of towns had racetracks back then. That was the thing. So you guys got about 2 minutes.
Yep.
Get your stuff out that you really want to push on Spring City and Royersford.
For me, Alex, I love working with you. I love working with your council. I love working with your borough. I think you guys are amazing, and I think together we're going to do great things.
Likewise.
I think just bringing the community. The community loves what we're doing, and I love doing this with the community. And I don't want to say for the community because we're a team. The community and I are a team, and that's what this is about. Our Spring City Council and borough are moving forward to make huge improvements. It's going to take time, but we're going to get there, just like you guys did. And working with you is phenomenal.
I thank you, and I completely agree, Adam. It's
Venmo
been delightful working with you. I want to give a plug to people who may be out there like us, thinking, I want to see things change. I could do something different. Local government has a place for citizens. And so I would like to encourage people that if you have any interest, wherever you are, in getting involved, there are many opportunities for you to do that locally. If you want to start small, we all have committees that need positions filled.
And that's where you should start.
That's right.
Get your feet wet, figure out what's going on, know the players. Like the guy that worked on All My Children. You can't just jump into a soap opera. You got to figure it out, right?
Exactly.
You got to know who that is.
Yep.
Parks and Rec, zoning, planning commission. Parks and Rec is fun. If you're a party planner or you like getting out to people, start there. Because you can make a difference for the town, the borough, the municipality that you live in. It's
I
important.
know we're wrapping up here, but one real quick. I had no.
Always the Italian that jumps in there again.
Right, like my wife says, you always have to have the last word, Adam. You know, I had no. I was never going to run for politics, go into politics ever until I was driving down Spring City, and I said, oh my gosh, I made a comment. My wife said, either you're part of the problem or you're part of the solution. And I said, well, I'm going to run for mayor. And she said, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all.
And here you are.
And here I am.
Proving
and
in both statements she's a wise woman.
Yep, she's absolutely supportive, though, 100% supportive.
She's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to thank you guys. It is the time to wrap up the show. I'd like to thank my guests, all three today, candidate for Kennett Borough Council, Juan L. Tafoya, as well as the Mayor Duo team of Mayor Adam of Spring City and Mayor Alex of Royersford. Thank you so much, Eric Clambert, my producer here on All Politics Local. A all-round good guy. Be sure to catch him and many other members of the WCHE team on October 12th when we participate for the first time in the Westchester Chili Cook-Off, brought to you by Fiorenza's Food for Friends.
There are two things which clearly differentiate the human species from animals. One, we use cutlery. Two, we're capable of controlling our sexual urges.
And we plan on doing both of those things on October 12th at the Westchester Chili Cook-Off. So I want everybody there. Support us. Mondays and Wednesdays, Eric and I are together on the morning show. Be sure to check out that show when we bring you the local news, local talent, local businesses, and local hosts.
I'm a psycho.
That's local, Ozzy, not loco. Remember, here at WCHE, we have your back. Satellite Radio cares about billing you. We're Chester County, all of us. We don't bill you on this. We're free. And there are, all of us here, and even a few of those Delco interlopers, but whatever.
Oh, boy.
They integrate with us pretty well, so we're going to keep them. You want to support these guys, the local businesses. Local business are your neighbors and your friends, and support those that sponsor WCHE. They're our community. If you don't have community, you got nothing. Hey, if you like my show, take the time to send a nice note to WCHE at WCHE1520.com. If you don't like the show,
go on out and get some air, fatso.
That's right. As always, thank you to that diva of Westchester Airwaves, Donna Saul, the general manager at WCHE. Just the other day, she was telling me how much she appreciates me. She said I was like a rash that she just can't seem to get rid of. Be sure to like and follow the WCHE Facebook page where you can keep up on all that's happening around the town and in the county. You can catch updates and videos on both my Facebook page, which is WCHE All Politics Are Local with Barry D, and my YouTube channel, All Politics Are Local with Barry D. Today's intro and outro music is from Sheena Easton with her hit song Telephone, which was a Billboard Hot 100 hit that made it to number 9 in 1983. Either of you guys recognize that?
Let's sing. Let's do it.
No, not doing.
You don't want to lose any more. Okay.
Listen, I'm down to 7 listeners right now, so. And the final advice of the day. Today, this one's kind of a lesson on taking your own advice, guys. I was working on my truck last night, and that's why I have the dirty fingernails. And I always tell people use factory or at least name brand parts. Well, I didn't. And I fought that job for an hour trying to get the new brake pads on a vehicle, which devolved into actually taking a grinder to the parts and to make them fit properly because they were so bad. You can either save money or you can save time, and you have to decide which is more important. That decision is something we have to do every day. Choose wisely. I'm Barry D for All Politics Are Local. Thanks for listening.